yesterday, there were people that called in because of a guest that I had on, and they opposed me having that guest on and called and complained, which I understand if you have an opposition to, let's say, homosexuality. I'm of the belief, and I'm going to be very firm about this, okay? And you can call and complain against me, but it's not a bad thing. I want to leave our church doors open to everybody, even those that are sinners that won't go to heaven because they're committing that sin. I want to save the really good people, especially that I've known. I've never held back in expressing my opinion on what they're doing wrong. My church doors are wide open, but you Christians out there that are worse than DEI people, I mean, diverse, equity, and you're like so exclusive. You pick up the phone and call Brandon House because I have a homosexual on the air, and you want to shut me down? Not shut me down. Forget about shutting me down. We want to open our doors to everybody. Can you imagine how boring our church would be if we had a bunch of perfect people? Imagine how Jesus' trek would be if he just hung out with perfect disciples and that's it. He didn't talk to the lepers. He didn't talk to the prostitutes. He didn't talk to any of the sinners. Can you imagine how boring Jesus' life while he was here on earth, while he walked planet Earth, if he was exclusionary like you complaining people? Okay? This isn't an attack on you. If you want to complain, you complain to me, okay? And I will speak right back with an open and welcoming approach to everybody, including the sinners, including the lepers, including the prostitutes. We're here to save people. We're here to save souls. I'd love to be able to prune, our show and our existence to meet your perfect Christian life. But that's not very Christian. It's very exclusionary. And it's probably the single reason why I stayed away from Christianity and didn't read the Bible for 50 years, because of the Zealots. I want to save the transgender confused people. I want to save the homosexuals. I want to save the alcoholics. I want to save the drug addicts and the criminals. I want to open up our church doors and bring them all in. Those are the people that I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to the Christians because they're the hypocrites. In most cases, the ones that I've run into anyway. I'm not saying that you are. But I think that my beloved Christian brothers and sisters out there agree that we need to save souls. There's a lot more people that we need to save than to create our little sanitized environment. I mean, Deb Jordan, that's not a bad thing to be suggesting, right? There were literally complaints because I dared, bring on now listen, we have sinners that have walked in and out of our lives and still to this day should have family members, that are committing sin. What do I do? Exterminate them, or do I speak to them? Say what you're doing is wrong and approach them in a Christian fashion. Do I make a good point that Jesus' story would have been very boring if he didn't talk to the prostitutes? Huh? Isn't that true?
Well,
What does that mean? You're smoothing me over. It's not a derogatory thing, right? Are you taking it derogatory the way I'm speaking?
No.
We should be warm and welcoming and open up our church doors to all the sinners especially, right?
Well, actually, I don't even know why we're having this conversation, because it had nothing to do with religion. It had to do with the election and the work that's being done. And a lot of work is being done. So we still live in the United States of America, and people have the right to choose the lifestyle in which they live as long as they're not breaking, and as long as they're not infringing on my rights or your rights or anybody else's.
What did Jesus say to all the sinners? Or what did Jesus say to the prostitutes? Like, oh, you can't come near me? I'm Jesus?
Well, go and sin no more. There's a lot of people, I agree, that need to be called to repentance.
Mm-hmm. They do.
You can't just open the church door and say, come on in and
That's
comply.
not what I'm saying. Right.
Well, I know that's not what you're saying. I'm just, you can't conform to the way they are. It has to be the other way around. But that's not what we were talking about yesterday. So let's move on.
What if there was a product that could help you control cravings, burn more fat, boost your metabolism, promote healthy blood glucose levels, lower inflammation, optimize insulin sensitivity, support healthy blood lipid levels, and support healthy blood pressure? Introducing Bellatrim. Bellatrim may be the most comprehensive body transformation product in the world. Weight management is more than calories in and calories out. It's about controlling appetite, having a healthier gut, supporting insulin function, stimulating fat-burning metabolism, and promoting healthy blood lipids and blood pressure. A proprietary blend backed by 6 clinical studies. Control cravings. Burn more fat. Bellatrim, powered by nature. Backed by science.
Sign up for monthly AutoShip and get a big discount. Visit pete.bellagraceglobal.com today. That's pete.bellagraceglobal.com. Today!